Our gates are closed. Drivers on the rail at the trot, please. This is the first of 3 divisions for the cart class, honoring our horse exhibited, bred and owned by the exhibitor. Mares and geldings showing together. And we are going to be reversing, please. Mr. Baird will start that reverse. We are reversing round number 1 of the and down to the walk, please. Walk your entries. And trot on, please. Back to the trot. We have reversed round number 1 of the carts. Reversed round number 1. And Mr. Baird will start our lineup. As you make your way around, we are going to be lining up. Russell will start that lineup. Give them a nice round of applause as they make their way into the lineup. A beautiful display honoring our breeders. These horses bred and owned by their exhibitor. If you're following through in your program, we are on page 23. And if you've not already picked up your program, make sure tomorrow morning to get one. If you're interested in watching our halter classes, your program does give a breakdown of every halter class with the names of everybody in the class and all of the horse pedigree. So we encourage you to pick up your souvenir program. In this class, again, Our final class of the evening, we're going to have 3 splits. Heat number 1 now in the arena. And again, our judges making their combined judging, each turning in their independent scorecard. A great way we started off today in the pavilion. We crowned our champions in the gelding division, also working into our senior division of the mares. Starting with Brittany, we are going to be excusing these entries. They'll be making their way out of the arena. We'll see some of them back for final placings, but always encourage you to cheer on and give them a nice round of applause. Little congestion going on again out there, but thanks to our video crew working diligently to get good coverage and to make sure this is streamed all across the World Wide Web so everyone can see our World Clydesdale show, catching all of those moments here in the arena. Our second division will be making their way in momentarily. And our second division making their way in. Our gates are going closed. On the rail at the trot, please. Space yourselves and moving at the trot. I apologize. We had one more to come. Now on the rail at the trot, please. We will be reversing with Rockin' Hill as you make your way around the lacrosse entry, starting our reverse. Shelby. the mare she sold Austin. Down to the walk, please. Down to the walk. And trot on, please, trot on. And beginning with the Rock and Hill entry, we will be lining up again, starting with lacrosses. We will be lining up. And would you please give round number 2 a nice round of applause, honoring our horses bred and owned by the Exhibitor. Tomorrow here in the Veterans Coliseum, starting at 8 o'clock, we will have our trail riding competition. That is sponsored by Classic City Clydesdales, Mark and Shannon Martin. We appreciate their support. Then we'll have the Men's Pleasure Single Cart, sponsored by Eric Bloomfield family. And then barrel racings, heats 1, 2, and 3, and the finals, all sponsored by the Dan Jones family. In the pavilion, which is the other building, that is the New Holland Pavilion, at 8 o'clock, we'll start with our 2-year-old mare class. That is a very large class, some very, very outstanding Clydesdale mares in the junior division. So we will have our 2-year-old mare classes, the yearlings, which will be split by their birth dates. Then we'll have our filly foals, which is, again, a split class, crowning our junior champions. And then we are going to honor, after we select the grand champion, we are going to honor those horses joining us from the U.S., Canada, and the United Kingdom. Those classes, again, will be honoring our best mares born in those 3 countries. Mr. Merle Brooks making his way out to the right. We will be dismissing this group, but please take them out with a nice round of applause. Again, we will get those hitches out safely to the area where they are getting turned around to come back in if chosen for the drive-off. Our third and final group going to be making their way in. I know we are pushing it to that time for the happy hour, but we hope you will enjoy this class and then make your way over to the exhibition hall where we will celebrate from 7 to 8 with our happy hour, and then at 8 o'clock our dinner and our program. Our final round making their way in. And we are going to be reversing. Andy, you will start that reverse force in the corner, please. And down to the walk. Drivers, walk your entries, please. And trot on, drivers, back into the trot. And Andy will start our lineup. When you get around to our ring steward, drivers, we ask that you come in closely and as safely as possible into the lineup. This is our third and final division. And our judge is going to be reviewing these 5 entries as we will make the decision on those horses coming back in for our final placings. We are going to be sending some of these entries out. And the entries in here are going to be staying for our drive off on the rail. If you could, we'll put you on the rail. Again, our judges asked to see these 3 back in, and then they have given the card numbers out to the crew outside who are going to be sending in our remaining entries, placing our top 10. Our drive-off contenders now making their way back in. All right, our gates are closed. These are the top 11 on the rail at the trot, please. And Trevor, you are going to start our reverse in the corner. We will be reversing, starting with Trevor. Down to the walk, drivers, down to the walk. And trot on, back into the trot. And Trevor, you will start our lineup when you get down to our ring steward, Mr. Hageman. Drivers pulling in as closely but as safely as possible. What an outstanding class as we honor our exhibitors who have bred and exhibited these horses. Give them all a nice round of applause. Our top 11 as we're ready to crown our world champion. And our judges now making their review in this class again, paying attention to not only the performance, how these horses work on the rail, their action, their movement, but as well as their conformation and their presence here in the arena. A reminder of our banquet tonight. We are in the middle now. We're ready to start our happy hour from 7 to 8. And then we will have our meal at 8 o'clock featuring our welcoming speeches. We will also have a live auction, and then we will have our entertainment for the evening following the meal. Everyone invited if you have your banquet tickets. And then tomorrow morning, bright and early, starting at 8 o'clock with our 2-year-old mare class. And then we will have our trail class here in the arena. We do want to thank our judges for this evening, Mr. Jason Hansberger, Mr. Ryan Black, and Mr. Gerald Allebach. And our ring stewards, we have the Hegeman brothers joining us. And, of course, our beautiful queens in the arena, Kaylee and Hannah, ready to make your award as we'll crown our world champion. Part of our auction that we are going to have tonight at the banquet, we have memorabilia that is related to our World Show. We also have the historical book written by James Kilpatrick from Scotland. Very limited edition of those still floating around, and we did nab one more to auction off as part of our banquet tonight. Lots of great things, and will help our Education Foundation with their items. They are going to be donating a few items that will, again, help to support our Educational Foundation. We do want to thank that Education Foundation. They are responsible for bringing Pam Minnick to our arena. She is going to be broadcasting our show of our World Clydesdale show on RFD TV's Gentle Giants. Pam will be here tomorrow starting to get coverage, which we will be airing at Christmas time, our December airing time. And we do have that magic report popping up and our final placings of our class this evening. Class, we do have one entry in reserve out to your right. That is number 862. That is the Heatley hitch. That is Chrissy doing the driving, that entry in reserve. And our final placings in this class. In 10th place today, entry number 618. Out to your left, that is the entry of Stillbrook Farms, Mr. Merle Brooks. To your left, please. In 9th place, entry number 469, that is the Sandy Acres entry. Sandy Acres and Stephen Davidson entry. Aaron Freitag exhibiting. 8th place going to number 549, that is the Baird Clydesdales with Russell Baird exhibiting. In 7th place, entry number 818, that is Willow Way Clydesdales with Kristen exhibiting. In 6th place, number 928, that is Bain Brothers with Logan doing the driving. In 5th place, entry 753, that is McEwen's entry with Trevor doing the driving. In 4th place, entry number 1033, that is the entry of Clydesdale Creek, Delvin Schmutka doing the driving. It looks like Team Canada is in the gold, silver, and bronze out here. In 3rd place, entry 771, Gregley Farms Alamar Acres with Jason. And look at the Canadian girls sitting in the center of the arena. In second place today, we're going to turn our attention to Saskatchewan. That is the Banga Hitch. Linda doing the driving. Congratulations to Linda driving for Bangus Clydesdales. And ladies and gentlemen, in first place with your cart horse bred and owned by Exhibitor, entry number 820. That is Boulder Bluff Clydesdales. Miss Brittany Martin doing the driving. Looks like Team Canada capturing the gold once again in our cart class. Our queens making the presentation, Hannah and Kaylee making their way over. These young ladies, again, doing a great job for us today. Our final class of the day as we crown our winner and the world champion in the cart horse bred and owned by the Exhibitor. Congratulations going out to the Martin family, Boulder Bluff Clydesdales, who brought their cheering crowd with them. Ladies and gentlemen, your world champion today with Brittany Martin on the lines. Congratulations. As she makes her way around, a beautiful display. This cart horse really picked him up. He did an outstanding job. Congratulations to Brittany. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of our competition and being here to cheer on our Clydesdales. Congratulations. She lost her ribbon over here, Mr. Hegeman, and I bet she's going to want that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much. We hope that you will make your way across the street to the Exhibition Center, and we will see you at the banquet. Have a good evening, and we'll see you not tonight, but bright and early tomorrow morning.